An open statement regarding my special woman. I never thought I'd have to explain love. I never thought I'd have to justify who I choose, why I choose her, or why it's nobody else's business but ours. But the world seems to think it has a say in my life. So fine. If people need to hear it, if they need me to spell it out, then let me make it clear for everyone. This is my open statement regarding the woman I love. And after this, I won't be answering any more questions. She's not the woman you expected. She's better. I know what people assumed, that I would fall for someone younger, that I would choose someone easy, someone simple, someone who fits into the image they created for me. But love doesn't work like that. It doesn't follow a checklist. It doesn't ask for approval. It doesn't care about your expectations. Because love, real love, it's about who makes you feel alive. And she makes me feel everything. She didn't try to impress me. She just was herself. From the moment I met her, she didn't act like someone trying to win me over. She didn't fake perfection. She didn't shrink herself to fit into my world. She didn't play games, didn't make me chase, didn't make me question if she was real. She just was raw, honest, unapologetic. She spoke her mind, even when it was inconvenient. She stood her ground, even when others doubted her. She walked through life like someone who had already been tested and refused to break. And when she looked at me, she saw me, not for what I had, not for what I could offer, not for what the world thought of me, but for the man I was beneath all of that. And that's why she's special. To those who think they know better. I've heard it all. She's too old for you. You're making a mistake. You'll regret this one day. As if my love is up for debate. As if they get a say in who I choose to share my life with. As if they know what's best for me better than I do. But let me say this once, and only once. I don't need your approval. I don't need your advice. I don't need you to understand. Because, at the end of the day, you don't have to wake up next to her every morning. I do, and I will, for the rest of my life. My love is not up for discussion. If you're waiting for me to change my mind, stop wasting your time. If you're waiting for me to regret this, you'll be waiting forever. If you think your doubts will plant a seed in my mind, understand this. My love for her is already rooted too deep. So let them talk. Let them assume. Let them believe whatever they want. Because the only opinion that matters is hers. And as long as she knows she's the only woman I want, nothing else matters. The moment I made my love for her public, everything changed. People started watching. People started judging. People started questioning every little thing about our relationship, as if love needed to be explained. But, let's get something straight. I don't owe anyone a justification. Not for choosing her. Not for loving her. Not for standing by her when the world refuses to understand. Because my love for her, it is not up for debate. She never asked to be defended. But I will defend her anyway. She is not the type of woman to demand validation. She doesn't need approval to know her worth. She doesn't ask me to stand up for her, to fight against the whispers, to shield her from the stares. But I do it anyway. Because no woman should have to prove she's worthy of love. Not to society, not to family, not to friends who think they know better. She is enough, just as she is. And if the world can't see that, that's their problem, not ours. What people don't see. They think they know her, but they don't. They don't see the way she keeps me grounded when my mind is spinning. They don't see the way she challenges me to be better, to be stronger, to be someone I can be proud of. They don't see the way she loves, not in grand gestures, not in scripted words, but in the quiet, consistent ways that truly matter. Love isn't about what looks good on the outside. It's about who shows up when no one else does. And she's always been the one who shows up. the only statement that matters. So let them talk, let them whisper, let them assume I'll change my mind, that I'll wake up one day and regret loving her, because I won't. I have made my choice, and my choice is her. She is my love. She is my future. She is the woman I will walk beside for the rest of my life. And no matter how much the world tries to question it, doubt it, or fight it, that will never change. The world keeps watching, waiting for a moment of hesitation, waiting for me to falter, waiting for me to second guess myself, waiting for me to wake up and say, maybe they were right, but that moment, it's never coming, because what they don't understand, what they will never understand, is that my love for her was never something that needed approval. It was never up for negotiation. It was never meant to fit inside the small, narrow-minded expectations they placed on me. She is mine, and that is the only truth that matters. The judgment doesn't shake me. I hear the comments, "You're making a mistake. She's not the right one for you. You'll regret this someday." They say it like I haven't thought about this, like I haven't weighed my choices, like I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But they don't see what I see. They don't see the way she holds me when the world becomes too loud. They don't see the way she understands me, without words, without explanations. They don't see the way she loves me fully, completely, without hesitation. So no, I don't regret choosing her, and I never will. Her love is different, and that's why it's real. She doesn't love the way the world expects her to. She doesn't put on a show. She doesn't pretend to be something she's not. She doesn't love me for what I have, for how I look, or for the image others have created of me. She loves me for my flaws, for my struggles, for the man I am, not just the man people see. And when you find that kind of love, you don't let it go. The only future I see is with her. I won't waste my time trying to convince anyone else. They can doubt. They can question. They can wait for me to fail. But I already know how the story ends. It ends with her by my side. It ends with me choosing her every single day. And as long as she's there, standing beside me, the world's opinion doesn't matter. It never did. The world hasn't stopped talking. And honestly, I've stopped listening. Because every time someone tells me I could have chosen differently, that I should have picked someone else, all I hear is their fear. Fear of love that doesn't follow their rules. Fear of a relationship that refuses to fit into their narrow expectations. Fear that maybe, just maybe, I know something they don't, and they're right. I do. I know what it feels like to be truly loved. Not just admired, not just desired, but loved completely, unapologetically, without conditions. And that's why no opinion, no doubt, no outside pressure will ever make me rethink what I already know in my heart. She doesn't need their validation, and neither do I. She's heard the whispers. She knows what they say about her. She knows there are people waiting for her to fail, waiting for her to give them a reason to say, "I told you so." But do you know what I love most about her? She doesn't care. She doesn't beg for acceptance. She doesn't try to change herself to make them comfortable. She doesn't waste her energy proving she's good enough for me, because she knows she is. And me, I've never needed anyone else's permission to love her. I chose her because she's the kind of woman who stands firm in who she is. And that's exactly the kind of woman I want by my side. This is the final time I'll say it to those still questioning my decision. Let me make it simple. I love her. I will marry her. I will spend my life with her. No second thoughts, no doubts, no regrets. So if you're waiting for me to walk away, stop waiting. If you're hoping I'll change my mind, let it go. Because the only thing certain in my future is her. And nothing, not time, not doubt, not even the entire world speaking against us, will ever change that. The world keeps watching, but I've stopped caring. Let them look, let them wonder, let them waste their time trying to understand something they were never meant to, because the truth, they don't need to understand. This love isn't for them, it never was. The strength of a woman who stands beside me, she doesn't flinch when the world questions her. She doesn't break under the weight of their judgment. She doesn't let their doubts become her own. And do you know how rare that is? To love someone who isn't looking for approval. To stand beside a woman who knows exactly who she is. To share a life with someone who refuses to let society dictate her worth. She is the kind of woman who walks through fire and doesn't ask for sympathy. And that's exactly why she's the only one I want. The promises I will keep to her. I don't make promises lightly. I don't say words just to sound good. But when it comes to her, there are things I need her to know. So, to the woman I love, I promise to love you openly, without hesitation, without shame. I promise to stand by you, even when the world tries to push us apart. I promise to choose you, again and again, no matter how loud the outside voices get. Because what we have, it's not fragile, it's not something that can be broken by whispers. It's not something that will fade, because others don't approve. It's not something temporary. This is forever. Let the world talk, we're already winning. They're waiting for the moment we break, the moment we give in, the moment we prove them right. But they'll be waiting a long time, because my love for her, it's already written in stone, and no amount of judgment will ever change that. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them believe whatever they want, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is us, and we've never been stronger.